All right, the flatbed market has absolutely been on fire lately. But then when I post my hot market updates for the flatbed, everybody's in the comments like, oh no, if you're there with the truck, the rates are not that good. Yeah, there's a lot of volume, but the rates are not good. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna post, actually not post, but search those hot areas and see what kind of rates are just on a load board and see who's lying, who's not, see what the actual rates are out of these markets. Let's get into this right now. Okay, first we're gonna start with the Little Rock, Arkansas hot market and check it out, see what it's looking like over there, see how the rates are. Just looking at the DAT load board, I mean, you already have look, $4,000, Little Rock, Arkansas to Muncie, Indiana. It does show multi-stop, so I have to look into it, but it's posted at $4,000 at $6.21 per mile, which is pretty good, 644 mile trip. This was just posted 2 minutes ago. I'd have to see where the stops are, so that's not a good example. And we got Warren, Arkansas, to Versailles, Missouri, 488 mile. This is just a regular one pick, one drop. Arkadelphia, Arkansas to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fort Wayne, Indiana is not the best flatbed market, but still not bad. 487 a mile for 781 on the trip miles. That's a good rate. Pine Bluff, Arkansas to Mobile, Alabama. That's a little short run, 405 miles, but you are going from one good market to another good market. $1,900, 469 a mile, which is really good. You know what I mean? Then you got Conway, Arkansas to Chesterfield, Missouri, 429 a mile to Oklahoma City. Not the best market, but it's like, look, back another one to Mobile, Alabama, same price, 421 a mile, from a good market to a good market. I mean, there's a lot of good loads on here. So this is just a Little Rock, Arkansas market. So, I mean, right here, you got a shorter run, 343 on the miles, almost $1,300 going to Fort Worth, Texas, which is another decent flatbed market, 381 a mile. I mean, I have no idea what people are talking about so far, but just this Little Rock, Arkansas market does not look that bad. Let's take a look at a different market. All right, now we're looking at the Jackson, Mississippi market. Right here, 279 miles, short run, Vicksburg, Mississippi to Birmingham, Alabama. From one good market to another, short run, 279 miles, $1,200, 430 a mile. Not bad. Mississippi to St. Cloud, Minnesota, $4,800, 1,142 miles, 420 a mile. Personally, I wouldn't want to go to Minnesota with a flatbed. Is that up there? But it's still not a bad rate. But if you want to go up there, quote them at $5 a mile, and you'll probably get it. Then we got Louisville, Mississippi to Cartersville, Georgia. From one good market to another good market, 324 a miles, 1,350. Yeah, they're short runs, but they're paying good per mile. 253 miles from Mississippi to Decatur, Alabama. Good market to good market, 1,050, 415 a mile. And these are just posted loads. You can still negotiate with them. Here's one here, 322 miles, Greenwood, Mississippi to Columbia, Tennessee. One good market to another good market, 404 a mile, $1,300. Not bad. Let me see if there's any higher paying loads up here. Jackson, Mississippi to Ottawa, Kansas. You probably wouldn't want to go there because the market's not that great, but 349 a mile, still not bad. I mean, there's a lot of freight. There's a lot of loads posted here. Jackson, Mississippi to Fayetteville, North Carolina. So you got one good market to another decent market. If Fayetteville's not that good, you could deadhead a little bit to another market. $2,600, 767 on a miles, 339 a mile. So I mean, I really don't know what we're talking about because it's the second market in a row I'm looking. And if you can't find a good load in these markets, I have no idea what to tell you, but let's just take a look at one more market just to be safe. Here we're looking at the Montgomery, Alabama market, also a hot market for flatbeds in the South. Right off the bat, $3,000, 534 miles, Tallahassee, Alabama to Camden, Ohio. Ohio's not a bad flatbed market, 562 a mile. It's a single coil, so it's not a multiple stop, one pick, one drop. I mean, that's a pretty good rate. 365 miles from Alabama to Indiana, $1,600, 438 a mile. I mean, dude, there's a lot of good loads right here. You don't want to go to Florida probably. Fairfield, Alabama to Statesville, North Carolina, 370 a mile, 432 miles, $1,600. I mean, yeah, these ain't the longest runs, but look, if you want to go to Connecticut, I mean, I wouldn't go to Connecticut, but if you wanted to, Alabama to Orange, Connecticut, 37.75 on a rate, 361 a mile on 1,047 miles. You could definitely negotiate that up if you want to go to the East Coast. I mean, Montgomery, Alabama to Punta Gorda, Florida, 351 a mile, $2,000 all in the rate. Birmingham, Alabama to Cortland, New York, $3,500, 346 on the miles on the rate per mile. I mean, these are not bad rates whatsoever. And especially if you want to do short runs and stay in the South and just get a good per mile and just keep bouncing around, you're going to make some money. You don't have to get 4 or $5,000 on every single load. If you're averaging $4 per mile on short runs, you're better off doing that than trying to get miles just for no reason. So overall, just looking at this flatbed market, we searched the top 3 like hottest flatbed markets. And everybody that's saying, no, there's no freight out there, there's a lot of postings, but they're not paying nothing. Yeah, they are. So maybe you need to switch up your strategy or just be a little bit more open or just search better for the loads. But obviously, as you can see, there's a ton of freight posted, and these are just posted rates. This is without even negotiating. So I'm pretty sure if you post up your truck in that area, wait for brokers to call you, you can pretty much name your own price as long as it's obviously nothing too ridiculous. But overall, $4, $5, $6 a mile, these are pretty good rates. So if you're driving flatbeds, I hope you're in the South. Hope you're making your money. Let us know in the comments how you're doing.